This is the Be a Hero Gaming channel where we talk about all things gaming and how you can be a hero in your real lives as well as a hero in your games. Thank you so much for watching. Today I want to talk about the 5 reasons why I think you should back Wonders of the First on Kickstarter. Before I get to that, I want to talk about the difference between being critical to somebody in a way that builds them up or benefits their situation or your situation, or critical to somebody just because you don't like what they're doing and you want to tear them down and you want them to give up on what they're doing. And let me give you a perfect example. Several of our Wonders of the First games lately, between me and my son, I have lost. And we even tried switching decks. I said, maybe it's because your deck's better than mine, so let's just switch decks, and he'll win with my deck right afterwards. And it's driven me crazy, to the point where he even said, Dad, maybe you're just not good at this game. Maybe I'm just a better player than you are. And I kind of got a little bit upset, but I had to admit, it's possible. You could be a better player at this game than I am. Maybe your strategy is a lot more sound than mine is, and maybe you could coach me a little bit on how to win. Well, I have to say, I broke the streak last night, and I won, and I was super pumped about it. And it would be a big difference if my son had said, you know, Dad, you're really bad at this game and you should never play again, and you should give up all games altogether because you're just not a very good player. But it's a big difference when you're telling someone they're not doing very good and that there's ways they can do better to be a better player. Another example is I was filling out an essay question one time for a college application, and I really wanted to get into this program. And so after I had written my essay, my wife recommended that she read the essay to see if there's anything that sounded weird in it that I could change. Not only that, but she recommended that I have my mother-in-law and father-in-law read the essay. And I wasn't really sure how I felt about that. But because I really wanted this to happen, I conceded and allowed that to happen. And they gave me some really great ideas that at first kind of hurt my feelings that, hey, you don't like my essay. I thought it was really good. But after I thought about it, I realized that their suggestions were really good suggestions, and I should change some of the things in the essay. I don't know if that's what got me into college or not, but it was a way to build me up. And they could have just said, why are you even writing an essay in the first place? Nobody's going to want you in their program, and you should just not even apply to it. That's a big difference between being critical in order to tear somebody down because you don't believe in what they're doing, or being critical because you want to build somebody up and you want them to be successful. I am actually on vacation right now. I'm out of town, and I was going to wait till I got back to make this video. But just in light of some recent comments I've read on my YouTube channel, on the Kickstarter for Wonders of the First, and just several other areas, I thought I'd go ahead and make the video really quick and throw it out there. One comment in particular somebody made on my channel was, oh, is this Kickstarter still going? I got to try to talk as many people as possible out of this because this is a terrible game and they should not buy this. And my comment back to this individual was, if you think that it's a terrible game, then that's great. You can totally think that. You don't have to buy the game. You don't have to play the game. Don't play it. By all means, if you don't like it, go play something else. But please don't go on a quest to dissuade people from playing a game that they enjoy. And I have to say, there are a lot of games out there that I don't like, that I won't play. Games that I feel like do terrible things, but there's no way I'm gonna go try to convince people to not play those games. If they don't want to play the games, if I don't want to play the games, then I just won't play them. I'm not gonna go try to convince other people that they shouldn't play them as well. If they're having fun playing the games, by all means, go play the games. Even games that I don't like, I hope they're successful because I just like games altogether. And I like it when people work hard and build something. And so if that's the case, I really hope your game is successful, even if I don't like your game. So before I get to the 5 reasons why I think you should back Wonders of the First on Kickstarter, I want to say at the very beginning of this series, I did a video on 5 things I liked about the game and 5 concerns that I had about the game. Now, the 5 concerns that I had have been completely resolved. And at the point when I made that video, I had just found out about the game, didn't have very much knowledge about it, hadn't really played it. And So as time has gone on, those things have been resolved. And let me just kind of run through those if I can remember all those things. The first thing I was concerned about was the print run of the game. And they had mentioned they weren't going to overprint the game, and I was wondering how are they going to do that. Jeff French talked about it a little bit in my interview with him on my last video. You can go check that out. Also, I'll mention that in just a second. That's one of the 5 reasons why I think you should back the game. That concern has been resolved. I'll talk about that in just a second. The second concern I had was tracking things. And as we played the game more, and maybe you've seen some of my other videos, we just used some different colored 6-sided dice that we just set on the cards. And that makes a really easy way to track things. Sometimes we need a lot of them. Sometimes we don't need very many. And it hasn't really been an issue. As we've gotten used to playing the game and what the dice mean and putting the dice on, taking them off, it's just become second nature, and it hasn't really been a big deal. Another one of the concerns was the 7 realms and how the game slowly went from 1 to 7. Was that going to be weird in the limited play time? And I have to admit, sometimes it's been frustrating when I have some good cards that I want to get out that I'm not able to because the game ends. But I like that now because it builds in intensity. The game starts out really simple, and it starts out with this feeling like it's anybody's game. Because even if you lose the first realm, in the second realm, you still know you've got 5 left, and you can always come back and take one of those other ones. And so the 7 realms has not been an issue now that we've played more and gotten used to playing. It's become a way for us to know the finite length of the game, how long it's going to take, and it's been a lot of fun for us to play with those 7 realms. Another one of the concerns that I had was the cost of the game. The game is very expensive, and I had mentioned in my video that they have combined collector boosters with play boosters, kind of all into one. And I will just a little preview on things I'm going to talk about reasons why you should back it. They have increased the booster pack size, so they're going to contain more cards now, and so that offsets the cost a little bit now that the booster packs have gotten a little bit bigger. And I might be leaving one of the concerns out. Again, these videos aren't really scripted. I kind of just talk off the top of my head, so I might have been leaving one of the concerns out. But all those concerns I had before have been resolved. And I think the game's just going to be great. Now, let me just, in full disclosure, some people have accused me of being paid to do these videos or to comment on Facebook posts, and I have not been paid or given anything by Wonders of the First or any of their staff members. I am simply covering this game because I think it's awesome. And that is the first reason why I think you should back Wonders of the First on Kickstarter, is because the game is amazing. It's a lot of fun. And since we've had this get together, being out of town, I taught a couple of my nephews how to play, ages like 14 to 16, maybe there's a 13-year-old in there somewhere, and every one of them said, man, this game is awesome. Where do I get this game at? And I'm trying to explain to them Kickstarters, and they don't really know what that is, and how the game actually isn't out yet, and they say, what do you mean? Why can't I get the game yet? But they had a lot of fun playing the game, and we played it late into the night, and the next day they said, hey, let's get that game back out again. Let's play that game again. And I asked them, I said, just give me some feedback, what you guys think? And they just said, the game's totally awesome. It's a ton of fun. That is the most important reason why you should back it, is if you enjoy the game, if you think the game is fun. That's the most important reason why you should back the game. And if you don't know much about Wonders of the First, you can go onto the Kickstarter, you can print off a couple of decks and you can try it out. The rules are on the web page as well, so you can check it out. And if you play the game and you don't like the game, then go play something else. But if you enjoy the game, and I'm telling you, you will, if you play it, and I think it's going to be even better when I can open packs and make my own decks that aren't pre-made. I guess we haven't taken these apart yet and changed the decks, but I guess you could still do that, but we haven't done that yet. But it's going to be even more fun when we can make our own decks with our own cards. We just can't wait for that. So that's the first reason. The game is just amazing. The second reason is, the reason why the game is amazing is because it has an amazing team behind it. And I just can't say enough about how amazing these guys are and girls and putting this together. And I think they've just done a fantastic job. I know they've gotten a lot of heat. We talked about that in my last video a little bit. And I did want to talk about that for just a second. I know there's a lot of people out there, not even a lot. There's a handful of people out there that really do not like the game and are really trying everything they can to tear the game down. I even saw one person say, I don't like so-and-so who's on the team, and so I'm going to do everything I can to make this Kickstarter fail, which I just can't believe why you would do something like that. I don't know why you would do something like that. Because you don't like a person for one reason or another, you want their campaign to fail, where lots of other team members are putting work into it. Lots of people love the game, and so you're ruining this for a lot of people who really, really adore this. And so I just think it's terrible that you would do something like that. And again, going back to criticism, if you want to criticize the game, and people talk about censoring criticism, again, there's a big difference between, hey, you should change A, B, and C, and it would make this better, and you're a terrible person, and I don't like you, and I don't like your games. I hope it fails. I just don't understand why someone would do that. So this team is amazing, and if you can't understand why they're kind of defending their product so much, just think what you would do if you spent years of your life putting something together, and then someone was trying to do everything they could to push people away from it. You can understand why they get defensive when people are coming after their product so maliciously. They're just trying to defend their product and the people who love it. There's an amazing team behind this game, and they've done a great job. And not only have they done a great job, but I feel like they're committed to continuing to do a great job over the years to make this game grow. And I think it's just going to be a big success. The third reason why I think you should back this game on Kickstarter is because, I don't know if you've seen lately, but there are a number of cards that are not going to be in the retail edition. There's some special edition cards that are going to only be in the Kickstarter packs and will not be in the retail edition. And I might be leaving something out. Hopefully I don't get these wrong, but there are 3 special wonder cards that are going to be in this Kickstarter version. One is the Formless foil, and that is basically a borderless foil card of the wonder. And so it's not going to have the black border on it. It's going to be almost like a full art card that's going to go all the way to the edges, and it's going to be a foil finish. The second one are the OCMs, or the orbital color matches, and those are going to have a border that matches the orbital that the wonder is from. And not only that, but they will be serialized from 0 to 99 for commons, from 0 to 75 for uncommons, 1 to 50 for the rares, 1 to 25 for the epics, and 1 through 10 for the mythics. So not only will they have a cool border that matches the orbital that the wonder is from, but they will be serialized depending on the rarity. And the third card that you will not be able to get in the retail edition are the stonefoils, which are the 1-of-1 wonder cards, which are just going to be super cool to try to pull those out of there. You will only be able to get those 3 cards, and there might be something else too that I'm leaving out, in the Kickstarter edition. And so if you want those cards, if that's something that you think would be kind of cool to collect, whether someone likes them or not, you might like them, you've got to back the Kickstarter. The fourth reason why I think you should back the Kickstarter for Wonders of the First is because of the stretch box. We just got another message that I think the stretch box is getting even bigger. I think it has like 70 cards or something like that in it that are not going to go to retail or be printed ever again, okay? You might not be able to get some of the special edition cards for the Wonders in the retail version, but you can still get those Wonders in the existence set. It won't be first edition, but you can still get those Wonders to use in your games. The cards in the stretch boxes will only be available in the Kickstarter. And so if you don't back the Kickstarter, you are not going to get one of those boxes with all those special cards in there. So pretty cool they're offering that. And like I said, I think there's like 70 cards in there. You do have to back at the flare level or higher if you want to get that box of cards. Another reason that I think is just awesome that they're giving all those cards away as part of your pledge. And the fifth and final reason why I think you should back Wonders of the First on Kickstarter is because you will be there from the beginning, and you will be a pioneer in this game, paving the way with the very first cards that were ever released will be in your possession. I remember when I first started playing Magic the Gathering, I was using like unlimited and revised cards, and I would see people come to trading nights that had the alpha and the beta cards, that had the Black Lotus and the Moxes, and I just thought, man, I wish I was there from the beginning and I could have had these cards. And you know, they were selling these, even then they were selling these cards for like $100, which back in the 90s was a ton of money when you're working for $4 an hour. But I remember just thinking, man, I wish I was there from the beginning and I could have got some of these cards when they very first came out, but I didn't know about it. And so you have a chance here to be part of this campaign from the beginning. And some of you might say, well, who cares? What if this isn't big? What if it's, you know, what if it just fizzles out? There's a chance that could happen. But again, like I said earlier, the game is awesome. And everybody that I've taught how to play the game has just loved the game. And I think that's going to continue into the future. I think the more and more people that learn about the game and find out about it and play it are going to love this game. And I think it's just going to be big. So if, again, reason number one being the most important, if you like this game and you think it's cool, I think you should back it on Kickstarter just so you can take advantage of a lot of these opportunities that are just not going to be there again. And some people might call that FOMO. You can call it that if you want to, but when you see something awesome and you find something that's really cool and has a lot of potential, I think you should jump on it. Again, make sure when you're not gaming that if you're being critical of somebody else, you're doing it in a way that builds them up, in a way that's going to improve their life, or improve the people around them. Don't go out there and find something that you don't like and just try to tear it down and make it a quest to destroy something else that somebody has built. See what you can do to build them up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. You guys be heroes out there and keep playing games, and you guys take care.